Hello everybody, welcome back to Barca Media. I'm happy that you guys are here. What we're going to be doing in this video is talk about Lionel Messi and his current status between PSG and Barcelona, then later talk about Frankie de Jong, and lastly, we will end it with Vitor Roque. So sit back, relax, grab a snack, because man, do we have a lot to talk about for today's video. And so let's talk about Lionel Messi first. And so 2 days ago, right, PSG made the return game. After the international break, Messi was also there, and so he also did play with Kylian Mbappe, and many were expecting to see like good vibes, that PSG were going to win, maybe see Messi score 2 goals and Kylian Mbappe scoring 3 goals. But during the international break that we had, the only thing that we have been hearing was for Lionel Messi and Barcelona to come together once more. Messi wants the Barcelona move and Barcelona wants Lionel Messi. And it's so clear that Messi does not want to renew with PSG. There's a lot of pessimism going on in this club. And we have to keep in mind, Messi never wanted to be at PSG in the first place. And so it should not be a surprise to see that Messi, while he does have the opportunity to finally move, he is going to fully tackle it and leave. And many do strongly believe that Messi is looking at this current Barcelona team and he does feel very inspired. Because let me tell you, once Messi does return, he's going to be playing with so many new players. Like the team that he did play for 2 years ago is not the same team that we see today. Messi, for the first time, will most likely play with Alejandro Balde for the first time, with Jules Koundé, with Christensen, with Lewandowski, and Rafinha, and surprisingly, even Gavi. None of those players ever played with Messi, which is crazy to even think about, right? So you can see why he is so eager and why his mind is so fixed on making that dramatic return. But because of all of this, because of these decisions that are being made, a lot of noise is following Messi. And when I mean by noise, I'm talking about PSG. PSG and the fans are so not happy with how Messi is thinking about his future. And that is why within that game that PSG did play, there was a lot of whistles. And there was a lot of whistles for one man, and that was for Messi. Because when Messi's name was called up before the game even started, many PSG fans were whistling at the player. And even when Messi was trying to take a corner kick through the game, there was a lot of whistles and a lot of people saying bad things about this player. And so the relationship between Messi and this club, and especially with the fans, it is not strong. And I feel like Messi does not even care. But let me tell you guys this, and I'm speaking to the PSG fans. Why would you guys want to start tensions right now in the middle of the season while you guys are still trying to battle for the league? Like, the last thing you want to do is speak bad on one of your players while your club is only about 4 to 5 points on top of second place. It's not a really good thing to do. Like, trust me, you don't want that. That creates a lot of dividing. And we saw that between Barcelona and Dembele when Barcelona were whistling at Dembele, and it created a lot of tensions within this club. So trust me, you guys do not want to do that. And it should not even be a surprise for you guys to know that Messi wants to force his way out from PSG and go to Barcelona at all costs. This Argentinian was here by force and nothing else. So of course he's going to want to make that return. So why not make the most out of it while he's here for the last 2 or 3 months and solidify your spot in first place to win the league in France? And so look, in the end, the PSG fans have made their choices. It is now more destined than ever for Messi to return. And at Barcelona, within the club, it does say here, according to Tony Juan Marti, that internally the entire locker room is waiting and following the news around Messi's return. Not only the heavyweights, but this includes all youngsters and even certain others like Ter Stegen and Lewandowski. It has also been said, according to Fernando Polo, that Barcelona considers Messi's signing as feasible. However, they still need to do the following things to get closer to the return, which is to present a first offer, which Messi will immediately accept because he'll accept whatever offer does come from Barcelona. And then point number 2, Joan Laporta has to set up a meeting with Messi so they can have that conversation. Another thing that Barcelona has to do is speak with Jorge, which is the father of Lionel Messi, about the operation on an economic level. And so look, you better bet, right? You better bet that Lewandowski is probably so excited to hear this news, to know that he's going to be playing with Messi. He knows that he'll have a Luis Suarez type of season. I'm talking about like the season of the 2015-2016 season when we saw Messi and Luis Suarez both score like 40 goals or something like that, and both assist each other like 20 times or like 30 times. Like, I bet you those are going to be the type of numbers we will be seeing between Messi and Lewandowski. I just cannot wait for next season, and I know that this player Lewandowski cannot also wait. So everything does seem like it's on track. Let's not lose faith, guys. We just have to be very, very patient. So now let's move on towards the next topic of today, and now let's talk about Frankie de Jong. So look, the Clásico is nearing. We are going to be playing against Real Madrid on Wednesday, and it is going to be a Copa del Rey semi-final. Reminder, Barcelona already have the upper hand right now. They're leading by 1 goal against Real Madrid because that is how the first leg did end up to be. So now we want to close out this tie at the Camp Nou and really just beat and hammer Real Madrid. Hopefully maybe 2-0, 3-0, or maybe even 4-0. And then potentially in the final, we can face Osasuna. But in order for Barcelona to have their best display, we need to have our best players possible. But unfortunately, the player that will for sure not be there that is so important to Xavi is Frankie de Jong. It has been said, according to Javi Miguel, that Frankie de Jong will be out for another 15 days. And that is so concerning, because we heard a few days ago that Frankie might make it to the Clásico, and now it seems like this whole time everybody was just so off. Like, I don't know if he got re-injured or maybe we were given false information, but either way, with Frankie now being out, that does mean that Barcelona will be playing without Frankie, Pedri, Christensen, and Dembele. It is so destined also, right, that Barcelona will be fielding a midfield of Kessie, Sergio Busquets, Sergi Roberto, and Gavi, with Gavi playing as a left winger, and then of course, he does his thing and he inverts himself into the fourth midfielder. And we will have Lewandowski and Rafinha up top to create those goal scoring chances. So now let's talk about Vitor Roque. So yesterday, the father of Vitor and his agent and also the right-hand man were at the Barcelona Sports City. This is according to Gigantes. And that was a huge deal, because it does seem like the father is really trying to lock down this deal, and that they want to have Vitor be at Barcelona as soon as possible. And then according to Fabrizio Romano, it was also stated that the club of Vitor want nothing less than 45 to 50 million euros, which is a lot of money for us, right? I'm not talking about for in general, because I know that for PSG it's kind of like 50 cents or something, but for Barcelona this is a lot. But here's the thing, right? I don't want you guys to get too alarmed about price tags like this, because this is going to be the reason why I'm bringing this topic up in this video, is because I want to remind everybody here that yes, this is pretty expensive, but this club is willing to be very flexible, meaning that we can do a lot of things if we were to end up paying 50 million euros. Like, for example, we can pay the 50 million euros in installments within a span of 3 to 4 years, or we can maybe bring in Vitor on a loan in the summer so he can play with us next season, and then have a mandatory option in the summer of 2024 and pay the amount. Or Barcelona simply just locks down the deal with Vitor, very similar to how Real Madrid locked down the deal with Endrick, and then we wait until the summer of 2024 to bring this player in. Now, I think that it's time, right, to bring Vitor in this summer. We don't want to wait until the next summer, because even Vitor himself, right, he wants to come to Barcelona badly. He does not want to waste another season. Time goes by so fast for youngsters like him, and so he wants to be here immediately. And Barcelona is also in a dire need of a striker. Now, let's also remember that Barcelona are prepared. If worst case scenario happens and we cannot bring Vitor until the next summer of 2024, Barcelona will look to have their striker options being Aubameyang and Lewandowski instead of Vitor and Lewandowski. So we'll see, and I'm very interested to see what Barcelona will be doing in this summer in terms of generating revenue, very similar to what we saw in the past summer, which was back in 2022. Are they going to be selling certain assets to afford certain players? Because if they're really aiming to have a summer of having Messi in, Vitor in, Gundogan in, Inigo Martinez in, even though many of these players will be for free, we still need to generate a lot of revenue in order to say, hey, look, this is how much we have, this is what we plan to do this summer, let's increase our wage bill even higher, because these players are going to be taking a lot in the wage bill. So again, we'll see. And that is going to be the updates for today. Thank you guys again so much for joining in, and I will see you guys in the next one.